And welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just want to talk about my first impressions in this city of Krakow. And it hasn't disappointed, I would say that much. The sun has begun to break. You know, one thing I do want to mention that when it comes to this this country of Poland, it does have to my understanding, it does have the 4 seasons. You know, summer, fall, and winter, spring. And this is late March of 2025 that we are in. And you know, I was following the weather for the past few days before I got here, and I thought it was going to rain at the time, but just like in the Northeast, it's pretty much unpredictable, and it hasn't rained. So, and there's no rain in the forecast up until last Saturday. So I just want to say my first impression is this is a lovely city. I haven't had any complications with anyone. No, everybody here pretty much keeps to themselves. I mean, it is a tourist town, so you know, people are who they are. You know, where they are over here is where they are back wherever they came from, whichever land they are from. So, you know, if they're quiet to me here, then you have to imagine they'll be quiet, you know, where they came from. So, but ultimately, I haven't had any complications with anybody, no scammers or anything like that. I mean, I did my research, you know, well, basically what I can do when it comes to looking into a city before I go there to see what it's like or what to expect, you know, when I get there. And so far, I have been disappointed. You know, I did try one of these restaurants that I'll discuss at a later time. It was pretty good. You know, I read the menu, and of course the person that was there, I told him that I was trying to stay away from meat. He understood. I mean, I tried chicken, but you know, he understood. The menu was entirely in English, and when I went inside, they were playing country music. So I guess that's the kind of clientele that they were aiming towards, and that's what they got when it came to me. So I felt welcome there, and you know, the service was great. Nothing to complain about. And hopefully, you know, if it's I see it's probably something, because I like to stick with what's routine for me when it comes to not developing any type of problem. So more likely, that's probably the place I'm going to visit again. You know, probably the day before I leave. You know, probably just put something in my stomach so that you know, when I travel back home, again, it's going to take quite some time. I have an early flight from here and another layover before I get back to Jersey. So just imagine, and you know, I don't like eating on the airplane. I try to stay away from that food. I mean, if it's not simple or if I can't really see what I'm eating, you know, I try to stay away from it. So, but so far, I haven't had any problems with anybody. Everybody here seems to be friendly. The ones that say something to you or look at you, you know, you get some smiles here and there, but ultimately, everyone keeps to themselves, which is not a problem for me, of course. But, you know, at the same time, you know, one thing I was thinking about that a year ago, I would have had no idea that I would be sitting here doing this vlog outside of this park. Nothing but friendly folks, got some families and people walking their dogs. So, you know, it's just something that people should look into. I mean, you shouldn't be afraid of getting out there, seeing the world. You know, if you have the opportunity to do so, go for it. If you're young enough, you have the money, go for it. If you're old enough, got the money, kids are out of the house, go for it. I don't think you'll regret it. So, I'll probably be out and about again tomorrow, and I'll give you guys something, hopefully, give you something to know what I plan to do. Hopefully, if everything goes well and doesn't rain. Talk to you later.